Let me tell you the story of how this book came to be. This is my original illustrated and musicalized poetry book that I wrote, I illustrated, and I also created musical pieces for each of the poems and narrated them by voice. So this project started a long time ago, probably as far as I can remember. I've been creating characters and stories and poems and so on. So it's a culmination of so many of my interests. But around 2013, some new ideas started popping up, particularly around some songs that I was creating that were inspired by topics such as philosophy, mythology, literature, ancient history, and so on. And around that same time, I also started to think about some different characters and ideas for some music videos that I had in mind for some of the songs. One of them was a character who represented time for the song Plato's Cave, which later I actually included in the poetry book, the actual song lyrics. And so that's how Mr. Pendlum came to be born, as the representation of time for that particular music video concept. It would be several years till I actually finalize the song and then produce the animated music video with an animation studio called All for Band. And it also took many years to kind of get to the point where I started writing this book, which itself started from a few little poems that I started to write. That was closer to like 2016. I started to write some poems on science and different historical figures, just for fun, educational in nature. And as I started to write them, I started to write more and more, and started collecting them, and then started to make illustrations. And then I started to incorporate some of my own fictional characters and concepts, and it became this collection of different topics from science, mythology, literature, history, and so on, but incorporating also some of my own characters, my own little stories, etc. So kind of just a great mix of many different characters and fact and fiction, really to inspire curiosity. That's at the foundation of this book, Mr. Pendlum's Compendium, the Illustrated Multiverse, Volume 1, because there will definitely be more. And here, lastly, I'll just show you a couple of the early illustrations. You can see Mr. Pendlum in one of the poems, The Boy and the Particles, explaining the origin of Mr. Pendlum. And then here are some very early drafts of just my poetry writing. You can see it's very messy.